Hello everyone, this is Zoltar and welcome back to our Galactic Civilizations 3 campaign. Today we're just continuing our push on toward Gateway, hopefully fairly soon. We've gotten to the point where we have some shipyards set up. They're throwing out units fairly quickly, it feels like. For us, we've got our tech going for advanced logistics so we can build up to a bigger army. We've got our beam weapons researched already. Hopefully we're fairly well set up and good to go. Mazda is even working on getting a technological capital set up for us, so we can start seriously bringing in some research. So let's just keep going. As you can see, we've got some carriers coming in to kind of reinforce the general area. I'm hoping that we can get set up still with a good fleet built around the Crusader to get some good stuff done. For now, though, it looks like it's on to colony maintenance. As you can see, we've got almost 30 base manufacturing on Craze Folly, and so it has 245 manufacturing total at the moment. It can build pretty much anything I could possibly want it to. This could include replacing a slave camp over here with something else, maybe even something to boost morale, maybe something to get a little bit of extra food so that our population can continue to grow here. I'm not entirely sure what the best option would be. What I do know, since approval doesn't seem to be hurting us hard, we're still happy at the moment. I think what I want to do is just tell Craze Folly for the time being that, well, your world doesn't really matter all that much, so don't worry about it. We're just not gonna worry about it at all, and instead Craze Folly is going to devote everything it has to building things out of its shipyard. As you can see, we can build things very, very quickly now. Man, we can build things stupidly fast now. Let's see. A couple cruisers probably couldn't hurt. Let's queue some of those up. Queue some, tactical support. Well, you have a jamming field generator, so that sounds kind of useful. A stasis field module, a targeting array. Well, yeah, why don't we build a couple tactical support, or a tactical support thing. I suppose. We didn't have a whole lot of strategic resources. That took our last thulium is what it looks like, because it took a lot of thulium to get built, but it's probably worth it. Good thing we had those resources. Why don't we actually, now that we've seen that's the case, why don't we also consider, I don't know what's going on here. Why don't we get out some more constructors long term? There we go. Hopefully that'll get the work done we want it to. And another idle colony. Bond needs some work. Okay. You only have 85 manufacturing. Not nearly so impressive, but still certainly a solid colony. I mean, it's got the fusion power plant, manufacturing center, Durantium refinery, manufacturing center again. Interestingly enough, it just doesn't even compare to Craze Folly, because it has something like half the base manufacturing. I'll have to look at exactly where all of that's coming from with Craze Folly at some point. But for now, let's see what we can do here. It's got fine approval. Food seems decent. Growth should be fine. 0.2 per turn. But we could find maybe a couple things to put out here to help out. Let's see. Planetary defense system is something I talked about earlier. Might still be a good idea. We could also go with, something we do for Craze Folly is maybe get a Hyperion logistics system built somewhere. We might want to figure that out before long. Increases hull capacity of ships. I mean, a Hyperion shrinker could also work out there. None of these are interesting for here, though. What we're more interested for here is this defense system. So why don't we just get that and maybe a military academy down for the time being. Let's go back to Craze Folly. I actually like these ideas. Why don't we get rid of something like this slave camp? We could also just do the manufacturing center. We could get rid of that up here. I'm not sure which one. Let's see. With the adjacency bonus here, we're getting 45. With the manufacturing center here, though, we're getting like 55, 60. So I'm thinking it's time to just kind of get rid of this slave camp. That'll reduce our manufacturing substantially, but it should be well worth it, because we're just going to dump a logistics system here. And now we go back to governing the planet. I'm actually going to do whatever it takes to get this logistics system done as fast as possible. Actually, does this count as military or social? I don't even know. I mean, it's kind of both. It still is telling me it's never going to get it done. I shouldn't have to buy it. Hold on, what if I cancel it and then start it again? Okay, now it's telling me 2 turns. How about I do the govern planet thing first? How much? Let's just see how much manufacturing it costs. 151. We'll put our social manufacturing to 153. Sure, fine, close enough. Start the logistics system. Next turn, then we go full military. The other option is to go ahead and build a Hyperion shrinker here as well. But I'm not as concerned about that. I'm more interested in the logistics system and possibly a range improvement, but once again, not so concerned. Mostly just the logistics system. So let's do that first. And next turn, we'll switch into full-on, I want to make units mode, because that's just the most fun mode. Okay. Craze Folly, back to you. Govern. Make things. Good. Proud of you. Alright, here we go. And looks like we got another transport done, which is just fine. Should be able to handle itself in getting to the front lines. What else do we want to make back here? We could just make some more constructors at this point back here. Should be fine. And we've got an idle colony. This is Aperture, again, who has enough food for the time being, I think. We could build something like an embassy. We could build something like a port of call just to get a little bit more income from this place. Obviously, we're not developing, we don't have any income right now, right? Because we're entirely focused on manufacturing and science. But we can see about fixing that. We could also drop a terraforming plant somewhere. Not so interested in that. Man, this place just started off so weird. Like, completely weird is how this place started off. Do we have a missionary center here yet? I'm not seeing it, so why don't we just do one of those for the time being? There we go. Missionary center. Where to put you? I mean, if you can increase the approval of the stadiums that I already have down, then why not? I mean, we have more approval than we could ever possibly need, so maybe we're just going to plan on scrapping those stadiums. I'm almost tempted to put it back here and, like, get rid of this shopping center that I'm not using anyway, because I'm not generating any income. So let's just put it back here and figure out exactly how we want to work with everything from there. We'll probably clear out these stadiums, make room for some research or something later on. Things of that nature could work out just fine. We could also just do tourism in the area. I don't really know. We'll figure it out later. Transport. You are not auto-sending yourself anywhere, so get up here and hang out around the planet. There we go. Now, I did want to keep an eye on Mazda over here, because obviously it's going to take forever for it to build that technological capital up. Absolutely forever. I do have some options to deal with that. For one, I can just buy it, which is very, very tempting. It's not a big research boost immediately. It's going to need help from these laboratories near it and things like that. Obviously, its base research level is actually pretty low, but slightly enhanced due to the disease on the planet, from what I remember. So, I'm not sure how we can add to the base research easily, besides possibly... Nope, not even the data archive does it. This is one of those things, still kind of learning about things, but we're still kind of try and do what we can and see what we can do with it. This might have been a terrible decision, all told, but I'm still going with it. Let's just buy the capital. Sure, why not? And then maybe we get down some laboratories after that in the basic area. Like, let's move the labs up to here just to see if we can push it anywhere at all based off of just this stuff. The rushed capital can still stay at the top. And then maybe put the mega factory under the labs and before the archive so we can build it fairly quickly. All right, there we go. And what else needs orders? Okay, where are we? Ah, yes, way down here. We haven't messed with Kanaigen. Kanaigen? Kanine? I don't even know. We haven't messed with this planet too much. That's basically my point. Let's see, we've got some research we can do in this area, some tourism in this area, and of course +2 to approval from these harmony crystals is very nice. As we can see, base research on this planet is actually 5. So this might have been a better place to put stuff at. I'll have to consider that in the future when I'm really thinking about things. then atmosphere. I think we're just going to go with a solar power plant for now. Just keep building up our manufacturing, and we'll come back later to worry about other things. And then Bond 2 needs some orders. And I'll tell you what, Bond 2, you're mostly set up acceptably. It's not perfect. It's not perfect by any measure. We could actually maybe even get rid of this stadium. I don't know. It's still providing a lot of approval. We do need some approval at least. So, don't think we can get any more tiles here. So why don't we just tell you to go full-on military crazy as well. Too many ships in orbit around this station already. Oh, well. We're starting to develop some issues. Okay, well, then the carrier can just hang out for now, and we'll wait. Now I really just want science, honestly. The Iridium Corporation comes to you with an opportunity. The Kryn Syndicate is dangerous, and we would appreciate aid in being rid of them. Would you accept 102 credits for us to do this? I don't know. How much of an idiot am I? No. Go away. I would have been far more rude if the game had given me an option there. 102 credits. Oh, yeah, you can buy yourself like an ice cream cone or something, but all you gotta do, look, just wipe those guys out for us. It's cool. And we'll pay your Netflix fee, I guess. Is that cool? No, it's not cool. Go away. Frustrating. All right. Another destroyer popped out. Let's get all these guys kind of grouped together. Look at all these ships coming in. Crazy. This transport's coming too. Sheesh. All right. Let's actually see. Advanced logistics shouldn't take us too much longer. 2 turns remaining for advanced logistics. That'll help out, and then maybe we can actually push forward and start attacking things a little bit and see if it goes well. We'll just try. We'll see what we can make happen. Okay, we're back on Aperture. We got that missionary center constructed, so that's good. Let's see. These provide benefits to influence and approval and tourism. So I'm tempted to build something like an embassy and consulates in the area. That kind of thing could be interesting. Let's see. I'm not sure what the actual benefit is for having the embassy be a higher level, because it says level 4 and then nothing. So maybe we put a consulate here where it's getting these nice adjacency bonuses, and then we can try putting an embassy here and seeing what the difference is. But for now, I'm not seeing a difference between a level 2 embassy and a level 4 embassy. So I think I would just want to go with a consulate for the time being. And we have an idle colony. Aaron has managed to finish up its fusion power plants and manufacturing centers. Tell you what, you can put up one more. Just to once again be able to make things super, super well. And Aaron, I think we were considering turning Aaron into kind of a nice area to make money from. Obviously, increasing its influence could also be kind of nice, just especially because we're headed toward the enticing ideology. So if we have like a lot of influence going out from Aaron, maybe we could grab up some of the other people's stuff. Not entirely sure, but we can try. We have 7 benevolent points. We need 35 to actually get to the next thing, and then probably 40 after that or so, maybe 50 to get to enticing, something in that area. So I don't know if that's actually ever going to happen, but we can try. We can try. There's no harm in trying. What are you doing? It is a fleet of terrorizers. Medium-sized missile warfare ships. Well, given that we have 150 point defense with these guys because the Crusader is here, maybe you guys shouldn't have done that. And it's time to go away. How does that sound? Good. I'm glad we can concur in this. Crusader's going to come back up here to watch things. And we got advanced logistics done. So, let's go ahead and check out that tech tree again. Go back to engineering. Okay, good. See, all that's fine. Okay, let's check colonization again. That's all fine. I could increase some of my research so I could research, better. Just a thought, but I think I already have research centers. Yeah. It's so hard to tell for me for the gray. I can tell that the gray is lit up, but I'm always like, is it really done? Especially because back here, it's not showing me that I finished these. I have optimized research. It tells me that once I click on it, but I wish it told me what I had specialized in, And down here, it actually makes it clear that, okay, you have one, whereas up here it doesn't. And that doesn't make any sense to me. And down here I can see, okay, well, this one is available, and here it's not, because I've already specialized. And it's like, why do you do this to me, game? Why is your UI so bad? Fix it. Come on. I should be able to tell at a glance. I shouldn't have to dig through everything and think too much about it. I should be able to just look and see, and it should be fine. Maybe I'm complaining too much, but you know what? I'm not, because it should be fixed. It's not that hard. All right, this is where my logistics are. So let's get back to looking at that. We got fleet logistics not done yet. We got advanced logistics done. Now we're headed to fleet logistics and then to deep space logistics. Still so many turns away. And unfortunately, what happened to my surveying? I think I hid my survey ship some time ago, and it's been kind of in recovery. It's still not healed up all the way yet. I just want to point that out. But I'm tempted to send it back out to see if we can find some more artifacts and ship graveyards of worth, because it's probably the fastest way we're actually going to get this research done is by going and ramming our survey ship into a bunch of artifacts. So given that I have way too big a fleet built up anyway for the time being, I'm really tempted just to send it out with like these carriers and destroyer and cruiser to see if it can get something done. So why don't we just do that? Alright, so the survey ship, eject, join these guys. There you go. You guys are a nice kind of survey fleet now, hopefully. And go check out this artifact. This is an excessive use of force to go explore ship graveyards, I feel like. But I think we needed it, because our survey ship, he wasn't doing so hot. Okay, transport, go ahead and go to the planet. Carrier, yeah, sure, you're fine. And the rest of you, whatever, don't care. Alright, how's Mazda doing? Is it producing any amount of research yet at all? Oh, one thing we want to do. Let's go ahead and govern Mazda and say, once again, just 50-50 split on the research and the manufacturing for the time being. Its manufacturing is just so bad, but there's nothing to do about that, from what I can tell. We are up to 14 research. Base research is up to 3.6. Maybe it started at 3.6. Anyway, it's at 3.6, so that's something. Something, at least. And then we need something to do on aperture. Influence growth per turn is 2.0. Natural influence radius is 14. Okay. Colony capital provides it with 1, and then we've been boosting that through high approval, missionary center, and a cultural center. So, interesting things to look at overall. The cultural center is actually doing the most work. Sheesh, that's absolutely ridiculous. Let's go ahead and I think build an embassy here. It'll be a level 3 embassy, which I think will provide no benefits whatsoever. And I can consider like scrapping a stadium and getting down another consulate and things like that later. But for now, not going to worry about it again. Okay. Over to Crucial, which we haven't looked at too much lately. They have some precious metals here that provide a benefit to wealth. So I am tempted to see. I can't really develop this area too well, but I can at least do some wealth work in this basic region and go ahead and reset this back to actually making some money if I'm going to do that soon. So why don't I start... Ooh, I could start with a missionary center, though. But there's nowhere good to put it immediately. I could get rid of this shopping center and drop a missionary center out there. That way it's next to the stadium, and I could maybe get rid of another stadium elsewhere. Like this stadium could turn into a farm. There's so much work to do to clean up these computer areas still. They feel so bad to me. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe they're amazing and perfect. I don't think so, though. I think it's like, once again, an off-world trading company when the computer starts out by building a water pump, a farm, and a reactor. That's what it feels like to me. For anybody who doesn't play off-world trading company and doesn't know what I'm talking about, go check out my other videos. You can learn there. Haha. Anyways, let's see. We want to go ahead and be upgrading our star bases so we can have access to more resources. In particular, we've kind of used up our thulium, so maybe we go out to that star base and see what we can get done there. Maybe that's what we head to first. Our shipyard is down to building the constructors, and it's already partway through one of them. Shoot, okay. That's interesting. This Illyrium isn't owned. We can't really take this, unfortunately. we might be able to capture this Illyrium away from this guy. Like, we might be able to get a starbase down in this general area and make that work. We've already got all this Illyrium. No, we don't. This guy does, because he's a jerk and he came and planted right next to our area. Why don't we come down here and just gather up some more antimatter and see if we can find a way to use it with this constructor. Okay, our carrier needs something to do. He can go join our main fleet, where we have the Stalwart, the Crusader, of course, the Vigilant, and a Ranger. Okay. Yeah, I think a carrier joining that could not be a bad thing. Why don't you just go ahead and back off and then wait for it to come up and join you. There we go. I wonder if I have too many ships at this point. Well, I mean, this planet at least thinks so, right? Oh, well. Now, why don't you guys just come and hang out over here? Oh, yeah, we wanted to put the tactical support ship in here if we could. Now, I think what we can do is just take the Ranger out and then get the support ship and tell it to join. Hopefully it went where I wanted it to. Yeah, it looks like it did. Which means the Ranger can come back this way. I'm wondering if these guys can do it, if they can do some serious damage to this planet on their own, but I am not entirely sure exactly how that would pan out. Maybe I can test them against a smaller fleet that's still serious first. The other option is just to wait for fleet logistics, but I'm way too impatient for that sort of thing. I've been sitting around for way too long as is, in my opinion. Alright, how are we doing on the artifact gathering? You get up there. Ah, come on. Killing me. Killing me. Only 4 moves in this fleet, and that's what I get for stocking it on non-starter ships. Doesn't move 8 anymore. Okay, Crazed Folly needs more to do. Well, what do we want to do with you, Crazed Folly, then? Why don't we go ahead and, well, let's switch to the core ships, just to get rid of the couple of weird things that I've done. Don't have to look at them anymore. We could try a couple freighters. I don't know if we have what we really need to use them, but we can try. See what happens. Maybe build a transport as well. There we go. And Aperture, you need things to do again. Well, how's the influence doing? We're up to 2.1 per turn instead of 2. I guess that's something. See, it says it helps spread influence, but I think the big thing is its diplomacy bonus, and then it doesn't seem to benefit from adjacency bonuses. It says it's level 3, but it makes no difference whatsoever as far as I can tell. The diplomacy bonus seems to still be 1, and it provides no greater adjacency bonus due to having adjacency inherently. But I still think what I kind of want to do here is maybe scrap this out. Just be like, bam, get out of here. And then drop something like, I don't think we can use any of these effectively. I mean, we kind of can, but I would rather just have another consulate, I'm thinking. Another option is to go ahead and drop an entertainment capital here, but my morale is already so high as is. I don't think that's worthwhile, and I would rather instead just drop a consulate, because I've already got the elevation foundation here, which is a fantastic amount of morale. So there we go. Mazda's almost done with another research lab. That's cool. Galactic event. One of our traders, this is Trade Secrets, one of our traders has been approached by representatives from an association of black market traders. They're offering us a wealth of insider information on the other civilizations in the galaxy, enough to negotiate incredibly favorable terms, boosting trade income on all our routes. In exchange, they want access to some of our current research projects. We're not going to use any unfair advantage in trade negotiations, and we're certainly not going to give away our research. Turn them away and inform our neighbors of their possible security breaches. That's what we're doing, because we don't even have any trade routes set up anyway. So even if we weren't going straight benevolent, man, I think this is fine. The freighter's homeworld. This freighter is being launched from, let's just say Crazed Folly then. We're being attacked by the Drengin Empire. Please help us out by giving us credits. Sure, fine, whatever. It's not that much. It's okay. Is that what we got for building our first trader? Is that Galactic event? I'll have to consider that kind of thing in the future. So this trade ship Its home world is Kray's Folly, which is making no money whatsoever, so that might have been a terrible decision. But we can experiment with trade at this point, so hopefully it'll work out. We might just go up here. Just, sure, trade with these people. They seem to be allies of ours. Maybe we can get something good done. Ooh, we got a nice little fleet to test this out on. 4 of these ships. Well, may as well try it out. They've got a shipyard, which is not well protected at all, so we're probably just going to blow that up the moment we get close to it, and we'll just see what happens again. Okay, the battleship needs somewhere to go. Come on. Get in there. There you go. And you guys just wait there. Excellent. 25% towards fleet logistics. It's exactly what we're looking for in these artifacts right now. There should be a ship graveyards around here. All these ship graveyards and artifacts to grab up. And we wanted to upgrade this starbase. It's already a mining headquarter, which I did not realize initially. Which means it's already getting all the thulium and promethium it can. We could go with perimeter scanners. We could just give it a little bit more defense, though. Something like some interceptors might be a good call. But we could just go with a general defense system. And be like, hey, try. Try. Why don't we just do that? Give it a nice defense system. It's important for us anyways. Ooh, all kinds more upgrades to get. Railgun racks, stinger turrets, particle beams. That's all interesting. Okay, cool. Or just advanced systems in general for more weapons in general, rather than specializing into any one thing. Interesting. Okay, cool. Unfortunately, no more thulium for us, right? You guys get up here. Hopefully you'll be okay. Can't quite attack, that's alright. And we have an idle colony to deal with. Again, aperture. Up to 104 influence. Natural influence radiance of 15, growing at 2.6 per turn. Do we need this stadium is the question. It's providing us with 6 morale. And we only have 11 extra morale. So, I'm thinking what we'll actually do first is build a farm here and see where population lands, and then we'll decide what to do with that stadium afterwards. Whereas this is back to Crucial, which got its missionary center done, which is good. More benevolent points. Sounds nice. Let's go ahead, and I don't think we want to build a financial capital here, because I don't think we can make it great, and we're going to have to rearrange stuff anyway. But the missionary center is done. All kinds of production still available. A couple weird positions on buildings, but whatever. We could add to the food. Like, the food is not so hot right now here. And we have plenty of morale left over. Let's see. Also, plenty of, like, planetary soil upgrades to get and things like that. So I'm tempted to just go ahead and delete this guy. Start a farm here, and then we'll add on, like, a colonial hospital here. We might add a stadium here if we need more approval, and then we'll start building up the money in this area and finally actually get to the point of the planet once we're done cleaning it up. Okay, Cadesian finally got all of its manufacturing stuff done, so that's good. Now, it has a haven here, which is a buff to approval, and some wild grain, which is buff to population. Now, I'm tempted to put the colonial hospital there because it's colony unique, and so having it be high level in particular sounds pretty nice, but we don't need a hospital right away. What we need right away, I think, are a couple farms, then the hospital. Not what I wanted you to do. There we go. The hospital. And then we'll need to start looking at things like approval, because approval is pretty bad. We might actually want to do that first. Just go ahead and dump we could do an entertainment capital because we need both approval and influence in this area, but it's still not necessarily great. I'm thinking just entertainment center. And eventually it'll be a stadium. It'll be just fine. Let's actually start with that, and then we'll start developing everything else. There we go. Too many ships. We found a defender, so that's cool, I guess. I mean, doesn't really do much. It's the weird thing about the campaign. They didn't really readjust the artifacts and everything to be suitable. Alright, constructor, I sent you out here for no real relevant reason. This isn't even mine, is it? No, it's somebody else's again. That's getting so old. Everybody's stuff in my territory. Tell you what, you come... I thought I had another star base out here somewhere, but I think I let it get destroyed at some point. There is one here for me. Why don't you just go hang out there? Oh, and another one of you, you can go to that one right there. There you go. Now you all have stuff to do. Congratulations. Let's see. This home world will set as Knijan, I guess, for that trade ship. And why don't you go that way? See what happens. Alright, fleet. Blow up the shipyard. Good work, fleet. I'm proud of you. You did good work here today. Blow up the starbase. Excellent job once again. Exactly the kind of thing I expect. Blow up this fleet. Fantastic. Always a pleasure. More star bases over here. We might want to get a constructor out here actually and start taking up some of this stuff. There's also just a nice decent planet here. Like a lush planet that we can just take right next to this lush planet. Wouldn't be the worst thing ever. We could start on a colony ship at Craze Folly. I think they're about... yeah, they're maxed on population anyway. So why don't we just go to the shipyard and start a colony ship before long. There we are. Colony ship. Maybe a few more constructors. There you go. Since we have a fairly large fleet at this point, I think. If we go to graphs and we go to military power. Yeah, we're still nowhere close to the Drengin. But you can see that we're... that's not even us. Where's us on this? Maybe this is us. This is the lighter blue. This is our blue. We're getting there. A little bit at a time. Just barely. Oh, man, that's actually not very much at all. Oh, that's pathetic. That's absolutely pathetic. Oh, man. Load the ship up. Yes, thank you. That should be our transport. And we have a star-based upgrade. Obviously a mining barracks. There you go. And then I believe this is our, yep, this is our aperture shipyard. So what do we want to do with you? We could just build some more trade ships. Freighters, see how that goes. I don't know if we actually have enough trade slots to use all these, but hopefully we do. And this is the one up at Bond. This one we're going to focus pretty much entirely on combat, I think. Couple, let's just go with a battleship, a destroyer, a carrier, and a cruiser. There you go. And then this constructor, he can also come this way. See if we can get this thing upgraded so it's doing more work with this research relic. Mazda, how are you doing? You're working on a mega factory? That's good stuff. Good stuff. Then we have these Xeno research laboratories to get down. All kinds of good things to do. We're up to 16. I mean, it's making progress here. Yep, okay, and we're focused correctly. That's all fine. There we go. Battleship. Come up here. Just hang out. Actually, just join this fleet. There you go. Yes, engage the pirates. Hey, we got a colony ship, so that was actually really good. All right, let's just send this up here then. Cool. I'll take a colony ship. I wish we could colonize Strom too, but, you know, it's just not going to happen. That's all there is to it, really. It's just not going to happen. Okay, load up this ship from Craze Folly. There we go. I think that was another colony ship, actually. Might have been another transport. Which we still have quite a few of back here. Which we're going to need to get to the front before long. So why don't we just actually do that now? Just go ahead and eject these. Fully loaded. Hey, look, Craze Folly is... needs to grow a little bit more again. Yeah. Okay, well, at least the Xeno Medical Center's improving our growth by 50%. So what is our growth per turn right now? 0.2. Yeah, not very good. Oh, well. You guys get up toward Bond. And we have another idle ship. Yep. Deal with this starbase. Ooh, this one's actually protected. Not effectively, but it's protected. Quick battle, go. Excellent. Got more work done. Alright, Fleet Logistics is only 7 turns away, so I think we might wait for it and dump a couple more ships in with this group. If we can, we've got some of these that we've been pumping out should be a bit lower in logistics cost, I would think, if things have been working the way we've wanted them to, but there's no guarantee of that, unfortunately. The Star Ward, we could probably dump in there. It has a very low logistics cost of 3.5. Let's see. The Destroyer's not really what we're after. I mean, the Cutter, not so much either. What else do we have in here? That's a gunboat, a carrier, which takes 7, a gunboat, a battleship that takes 7. Do we have a battleship in here? Like a proper battleship? I don't think so. We've got a carrier already. So we ejected the Star Ward. Why don't we eject a battleship? There we go. Those two can kind of hang out together. And then they will go and join this fleet, I think, to try and turn into a super fleet that can actually get some serious work done at some point against this planet once we've got fleet logistics. So that's all planned out nicely. Aperture needs more instructions because they just can't figure things out on their own. I'll tell you what. I'm tempted just to dump a research lab on this. It's straightforward, it's simple, it's easy. It takes no effort whatsoever, and more research is always good, right? We're still getting completely research and manufacturing from here, so let's just do it. Base research on this planet is 16.3. I have no idea what affects base levels on a planet. I have to figure that out at some point. It's all these things that you're kind of hoping the game will reveal to you over time, and that it'll be built in a fashion where that's doable. 3, 4. Okay, you just go hang out right there. 2, 3, 4. You hang out right there. There we go. You two will both wait. Anyway, but I haven't felt like these things have been revealed to me. I felt like I've been kind of just fumbling around and hoping that I knock into them at some point at this point. Which is bothersome, because it didn't feel like they were in the tutorial either. Obviously, I can at least tell that I need to know these things. But that's the best I can say for it, unfortunately. Come on. Alright, upgrade the starbase. This is once again a mining starbase, it looks like already, so we'll just improve that again. I thought we had some constructor ship coming down toward this thing. I don't know what happened to that. We haven't been able to improve the lab into an ancient studies center yet, which I would really like to do. So you get down here, please. Oh, well, one of them just got here, so sure. Upgrade the ancient studies center. That's what I get for paying all of the attention. Okay. And our survey ship needs to go to this artifact. There you go. And we need to upgrade it again. We can't actually upgrade it twice, it looks like. Well, that might be because it's still building. Okay, there we go. So we're waiting to upgrade it again so we can finish the other upgrade that we were already doing. People of the Altarian Resistance find themselves in dire times, D.L. Bradley. Would you consider the gift of knowledge of enhanced production to help us face these challenges? Yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever, it's fine. We're friends and all, right? And so, well, we got the Ancient Studies Center done. Nothing else appeared, so I guess we'll just do a star-based defense system. There we go. And we can get tourism going up here. We can get research going over here. Why don't we do the whole food thing, like right here? What kind of improvements do I still have available? Soil engineering, we can do places. Terraforming, we can do other places. Let's just do some soil engineering, then some terraforming, then a farm. There we go. Got all the manufacturing done here. Massive bonus to approval right here. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, population has some inherent benefits, like the planet being harder to take over and things of that nature. I'm wondering if population affects things like the base manufacturing or research available to a planet. Somehow I don't think so, but I could be entirely wrong. Could be 100% absolutely incorrect about this. Now, Aaron feels like the kind of place to put our entertainment capital. I'm really tempted to drop an entertainment capital right here. Bam. Done. There you go. So that's what we're going to do. And we've kept hitting this next turn button for quite some time, getting ourselves into a lot of trouble. We're just about prepped to really get going. We've got even some transports in place with, of course, a colony ship with our transports for some reason. I don't even want to know. But we'll have the colony ship head toward Gateway. The transports hang out here. Maybe even just hop into a fleet with these bigger ships, our Ranger and our Destroyer and our Battleship. Why don't we eject the Battleship? He can go that way. You guys... Nope, not you. Eject the Battleship. Battleship, go there. This fleet, go here. There you go. Now you're all in a nice group, so you can be ready to attack and invade the planet at a moment's notice. With your moves of 7, it looks like, is what we've got as the minimum here. Yep, 7, so you just need to go hang out right there. Battleship can hang out here, wait for friends. Oh, we have multiple colony ships here is what's going on. All right, that colony ship can go there. This colony ship can hang out and see if we find any other planet to take. What idle ship? You rest. There we go. We finished up the turn. We're good to go. Basic plan. Get Fleet Logistics, 4 turns remaining. We'll do that almost right at the start, I imagine. Fleet Logistics, join these up, attack Gateway, take it with transports, colonize this world. We're good to go, and at that point, we will be setting up to take on Proxima Aquarii. But for now, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's been quite some time, so thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.